Yeah. Okay, diameter, it's passing, well, it's passing through the origin, okay? So, both diameter and chord, they hit the circle in 2 points. However, tangent is a line that only touches the circle, okay, in 1 point. That's the difference. This is the tangent. So these are important definition about the circle. So this is a tangent line, a line that only touches the circle in 1 point, not like chord, not like diameter in 2 points. Okay. Any of you guys have any question about what we've been talking about on so far? If yes, just ask, either in chat or just open your microphone and shoot your question. Okay, if that is clear, I suppose everything is clear until now. Now we're gonna go for some questions about the area and the perimeter. Okay, here I just Googled some questions about area or perimeter. See here, for example, here, well, given the circumference, we can calculate the area and vice versa. Given the area, we can calculate the circumference. Now, how? Question number 3 says, if the circumference of a circle, if the circumference of a circular sheet is 176 meter, find its area. Okay, so what we have is, okay, circumference as 176 meter. Now, what is the, how can we calculate the area? Any of you guys have any idea? What would be my approach to this question? I see something in the chat.
So I have an approach. So as you remember that our way to calculate area and perimeter for the circle is area is pi r squared while perimeter is 2r pi. So we can divide 2r pi to what to 176. So if we do that, we will get 88 over pi. And then we must multiply.
What we are looking for, thank you for explaining that, but for the sake of understanding, if I understood what you're saying correctly, what are you looking for by that dividing? What are you gonna get?
Area, and then we can multiply it by pi r squared.
That's true. Well, we are looking for the area, but I see one of your friend, if I pronounce it correctly, Zinlai. Can you open up your microphone and pronounce your name for me, please? Again, please.
Shinlai.
Shinlai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will. That's very correct. And as Shinlai said, we need to find r first, because see here, the connection between the circumference and the area is r. Now, another way of putting it is that if we have the length of the radius, okay, we can both calculate the circumference and area. Okay, so what we're going to do, we say this, the formula for the circumference, because it's 2 pi r, we say 2 pi r is 176. We are looking for r. Why? Because if we calculate r, then it would enable us to put it into the area formula and just calculate the area. So now, you guys, I suppose maybe you have calculator on you. Can you calculate r for me? What would be the r? Well, this is the equation. 2 pi r is 176. Knowing that pi is just 3.14 it has continuation, 14, 28, blah, blah, blah. But 3.14 is just enough for us. Now, what would be the length of R? How are we going to calculate that? Give you some time to do the calculation on the calculator and let me know what is R. So I see here. Okay, approximately 28. So Shinlai, what in terms of, okay, thank you for that. Now, the equation that I got, so let me put it again like this. The equation is 2 pi r is 176. Now, what should I divide both sides of the equation by in order to calculate r?
We divide by pi and divide by 2.
Very good. We divide by these guys that is multiplied by r, right? So we call them coefficient. It's very much like, for example, when we are solving the equation, for example, I don't know, simple equation, 2x equals 18. How do we solve that? We divide both sides by the 2 here, whatever that is multiplied by x. This is called variable. This is called a coefficient. So we divide both sides by the coefficient, okay, which is 2. So 2 and 2 go away. Therefore, 18 divided by 2, it just become 9. Therefore, we say x equals 9. So on the same token, we have 2 pi r equals 176. Now, because our variable, what we want to calculate is r, is the radius, we divide both sides of the equation, but by whatever that is multiplied by r. In this case, 2 times pi, 2 pi is the coefficient of r. So we divide it by 2 pi, both sides of the equation. So 2 pi and 2 pi go away. That's our purpose. We want to isolate the r, which is the variable. So we just get r, therefore we just get r equals, now 176 divided by 2 pi. See, basically 176 divided by 2, well, you can put it as pi in the calculator on the calculator, or just put 3.14. And if you do that, as your friend said, it's approximately, this is the symbol for approximation. Instead of equality like two parallel lines, but approximation, it's like that. So it's going to be approximately 28. Okay, cool. So what we calculated is r, which is the radius. Now, what would be the area then? How do we calculate the area?
28 squared times 3.14.
Very good, because we said okay, go ahead, Ryan. Do you have any question? No? Okay, so is everything clear? Okay, I suppose everything is clear. Now, again, because we make sure that everyone is in the same place, the question was, just give me a second, let me check something. Okay, let me just, in order to just make sure that we're on the same plane, I write the question again here. This whiteboard is a little bit better. So we said the formula for the circumference or perimeter, I call it P, is 2 pi r. Now 2 pi r was 176. Okay, so this we tried to calculate r through this equation. We said 2 pi r is 176. Therefore, we divide both sides by 2 pi in order to isolate r. Therefore, we said r equals 176 divided by 2 pi. Pi is 3.14. And as your friend said that, therefore the answer approximately is 28. Now, the question is calculating the area. Now we say area is pi r squared, right? So pi r squared, and now that we know the r, we just put it into the calculator. So it's going to be pi 28 squared. And what is the answer again? Oh yeah, rewrite it. 20, or again, we do the approximation, 2461. 2461. The only thing that I want to emphasize in a way is that because perimeter was 176 meter, see, when you're talking about the perimeter, because it's about the line, it's a one-dimensional number. See, this is the circle. Perimeter is the length of this line. So if I open it up, it's just a line. If I open it up from this point, I'm just going to get a long line. So it's meter. It's a line. Now, when I'm calculating the radius, it's also meter, because see here, radius, this is 28, which is meter again. What is the dimension for area as opposed to that? What unit should I use for area?
Square.
What, sorry?
Square.
Meter squared. Very good. Very good. That's very good. Meter is squared. So meter squared. And the reason being is that area, it's two-dimensional. Here is the area. Like that. Area is two-dimensional, right? So, and if you want to trace it back through the math, you see 2 pi r, it's just one radius is multiplied here. So it's going to give us meter. However, area, it's radius squared. Okay. So radius squared, that's going to get us meter squared. Okay, cool. So we calculate that. Now, what was the question? Well, we are given with the perimeter. Perimeter is 176. Now, what is the area? So what I said is that the connection between them is r, is the radius. When we calculate when we are given with the perimeter, we calculate r, and through that we calculate the area. Okay, good. Now, the next question, I'm not gonna do all of them, okay? It's kind of like, but I just want to explain. The next question is that we are given with the area. Area is, let me see. Area is 616. So area is 616 meter squared. What is the perimeter? How can we do that? What should, let me put it this way. Go ahead, Will. What should we calculate first?
Find the square root of 616.
Well, you're on the right track. So area, we say the formula for the area
And
is,
then divided by pi.
okay, that's the question is that what would be the order of operations that you mentioned? So we get,
So I mean, you have to do the square root first.
I doubt a little bit. See here, we say pi r squared, it's 616. Now, it seems that because this is my variable, look at it. Now, should I divide first both sides by pi, or I should square root both sides? Does any of you have any idea? Should I divide by pi first, both sides of the equation?
Okay, yeah, divided by pi.
Yeah, I divide both sides by pi
then-
first. Very good, because I want to get the one that I circled over isolated first, right? So if I divide both sides, then I get r squared equals, well, what is 616 divided by pi?
616 over pi.
Yes, but what is it then? Pi is 3.14. Okay, I see someone put it 196, approximately 196, right? 196. What is r then? 14. Very good. We square root at this point, we square root both sides of the equation, and r become 14 meter. We are still not done. Pi is, the formula for circumference is 2 pi r, which is going to be 2 pi times 14.
So it's 28 pi.
Yeah, it's 28 pi. Well, you can simplify it, but what is the dimension for p? Is it meter or meter squared or what?
Well, wait, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
If we already divided by pi and then multiplied by pi, then how come we're not just getting 28? Because we divided by pi in the first place.
In the first place, but the
So it's
point,
pi to 3 halves.
when you divide it by pi, the missing link is where we square rooted it. Here, look at it. We square root it, and we get r. So this changes, this changes the whole business. Okay, let me explain to you, because, okay, I need to delete some. Okay, I see that approximately 88. So one of you guys did it. So let me delete some pages here. I need to delete some. Just bear with me a second. So, okay, I delete this. Okay, 3 pages are enough. So let me go back here. Okay. So your question, Will. We said, okay, we are given this time with the area. Okay, and the number for the area was 616. 616. And then we said pi r squared, because the formula is 616. Then we divide by pi, both sides. And therefore we get r squared approximately.
Oh yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
You get? Okay, good. 196. But this is a squared, so we square rooted both sides. That's the problem. That's what is important, and it becomes 14. 14 is r, right? Therefore, when r is 14, therefore r is 14 meter. Therefore, p, or just perimeter or circumference, is 2 pi r, which approximately your friend said it's going to be 88, approximately 87.929, which is 88 meter. Okay, cool. So what we've been covering is that if we are given with the perimeter, we can calculate the area, and vice versa. The missing link between the two is the radius. So if we get the p, if we get the perimeter or circumference, we are going to calculate radius first, and through radius, we are going to calculate the area, and the other way around. I mean, if you're given with area, we calculate the radius, and through that we calculate p, in a way that if area and perimeter are two islands, so this is p, this is area, going from one island to the other island is through a boat that it's r, radius. Okay, so radius is the most important thing. Do you guys have any question from what we've been covering through getting from perimeter to area or area to perimeter? If yes,
No, but wait, I have another question that I forgot to ask.
go ahead, go
About
ahead.
like the arcs. If the major arc and the minor arc, what if the circle is cut in half exactly, and then how will you decide towards the major arc?
Then you don't, that's a clever question. So you're see here, when it happens, see here, if for example you have a circle, so first let me give and I think that everyone understands your question, but Will is saying that what if we are in this scenario, major arc and minor arc, they're equal to each other. Okay, so that's what you're gonna say, major arc and minor arc, they're equal to each other. Or another way of putting it, there is no major and minor arc, but it's the same thing. And when it's happened, the time that you're not dealing with a chord, see, if it's a chord, it's gonna cut the circle into two arcs with different lengths. However, if you're dealing with the diameter, this is the diameter, that is the chord. Chord always split the section, the circle, the circumference of a circle, into two arcs, smaller one and bigger one, longer one. However, diameter kind of like splits the arcs into two equal arc. Okay, no matter what the diameter look like, any diameter. But what was the difference between diameter and a chord? It's just diameter passes through the center of a circle. That's it. So if diameter, well, passing, if you're dealing with a diameter, then two arcs are going to be produced that are equal to each other. Okay.
Wait, and I have another question I forgot to announce about like the
Go ahead.
about like the diameter and radius.
Go
If
ahead.
you have like an oval, and then how you decide your diameter and radius?
Okay, in oval, the we don't talk about the diameter and the radius. The whole another thing is gonna go away, right? You're gonna have like two different definition. Okay, you're no longer talking about the radius and diameter as you're talking about the circle. At some point, we're gonna get to that, but that's another lesson about the oval. How do we calculate the area of it? What is the equation of oval, and what is the difference? And that's whole other lesson. Okay, cool. So let's continue. We have how much time we have? Okay, we get time.